England's World Cup opener is supposed to be about dominance, tactics and history. But instead all eyes are locked on one question. How far can Bukayo Saka really push his body before it pushes back? Because what's happening behind the scenes isn't just a simple fitness update. It's a situation that has been quietly building for months. And now, right before a massive clash against Croatia, it's reached a point where even England's plans seem to be hanging by a thread. It all started back in the closing stretch of last season, when Saka picked up an Achilles issue after Arsenal's Cup final defeat to Manchester City. At first, it didn't look like something too serious, but the reality turned out very different. He missed England duty in March, then disappeared from Arsenal's lineup for 7 straight games. For a player built on explosiveness and constant movement, that kind of injury isn't just a setback, it changes everything. When he finally returned in April against Fulham, it wasn't a smooth comeback either. He started the match but didn't even last the full 90 minutes, coming off at halftime. That alone raised eyebrows, because even when he's back on the pitch he hasn't looked fully free. But that wasn't the end of the story. Behind the scenes, England and Arsenal's medical teams reportedly started managing his minutes with extreme caution. Every session, every recovery block, every decision became about one thing: keeping him fit enough to feature at the World Cup without breaking him down completely. And that's where things start to get complicated. Because just days before England's opener against Croatia, manager Thomas Tuchel added more tension to the situation. He admitted Saka is still carrying aftereffects of the Achilles problem. Not enough to rule him out, but enough to raise serious questions about whether he should be starting at all. And then came Saka's own words. Instead of hiding the situation or downplaying it, he opened up in a way that instantly shifted the narrative. He made it clear he doesn't want to say anything against the manager or medical staff, but between Arsenal and England he feels he's been managed as well as possible since March. And more importantly, he admitted something that caught attention everywhere. He said players don't really get the luxury of feeling 100%. At this level, expectations don't pause for injuries. People want performance, goals, impact, no matter what condition you're in. And then came the line that changed everything: he's willing to take the gamble. That single mindset tells you everything about where his head is at, because this isn't just about one match. It's about a player choosing risk over caution on the biggest stage in football. And while Saka insists he feels better now than he did in March, the idea of better doesn't necessarily mean safe. Now England are left with a decision that isn't as simple as it looks. Do they start him against Croatia and hope the adrenaline carries him through? Or do they hold him back, knowing that one wrong step could turn a manageable issue into something far worse? And that's where the debate has exploded. Some believe you simply cannot leave a player like Saka out of a World Cup opener. His creativity, his control on the right flank, his ability to change a game in seconds, it's exactly what England rely on in tight matches. But others worry that rushing him could backfire later in the tournament when things get even more intense. Online, the reaction has been just as split. Some fans are calling it bravery, saying this is exactly the mentality elite players need on the biggest stage. Others are less convinced, pointing out that an Achilles problem is the kind of issue you don't gamble with lightly, especially in a long tournament. And what makes this even more interesting is the timing. Saka is approaching a major milestone in his England career, closing in on 50 appearances, and is expected to be one of the team's main attacking forces throughout the tournament. Which means this isn't just about one game, it's about the entire campaign potentially resting on how his body responds in the opening minutes. So as England prepare to face Croatia, the spotlight isn't just on tactics or formations. It's on one player walking a fine line between brilliance and breakdown. Because Saka says he's ready, the managers say he needs managing. And the fans are left wondering if this gamble is about to define England's World Cup before it has even really begun.